Hey students, Dr. Dan Stevens here. This has been recorded the fall semester of 2021 for my course PAD4104 Admin Theory. This particular video pertains to your preparation for the midterm exam, which starts at midnight tonight. Here's the thing. I'm actually going to do something a little different than I've done in previous sections of this particular course. I'm actually going to give you some of the topics, the subject matter on which you're going to be tested. Okay, it seems like I'm just giving away the farm, right? Not so. Here's how it's going to work. You've got 150 points available for the midterm exam. A lion's share of that are going to be found in, let me see how many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 essay questions, totaling 120 points. So most of your points are going to be answered by 6 questions. And again, I'm going to give you some of that, some of these topics so you can start your studying now. And I've given you some guidance in each one of these. Like, for example, the first one, your answer should be written as a narrative about a quarter to a half page. So it gives you guidance as far as how much detail you need to go into. I don't want a 50-page novel. That's not going to help your grade at all. I want you to be succinct in your answers. I want you to be very concise and tell me exactly what I'm asking for. For example, the first one pertains to the list of career anchors. Technical competence, autonomy, security, entrepreneurial creativity, whatever. There's a whole list of it in your readings. I want you to understand the concept of career anchors. What are we talking about? Think about me. Okay, personally, if I were to identify, I'd say technical competence. Yes, certainly I've made a few mistakes in our web courses, and over the years I forget to check the box or whatever, but I consider myself somewhat savvy. I've actually written, code for, internet-based business for 20 years, whatever. So technical competence is one of those things that I like to exhibit in a job. That would be an anchor for me. That would be an attractor. I'd say, okay, if I'm looking for employment, where can I demonstrate my technical competence, right? Entrepreneurial creativity. Again, that's another anchor for me because I was an entrepreneur for so many years. I like the freedom of being able to call the shots and say, hey, I've got a great idea. I can build a better mousetrap. So that's another anchor for me. I wouldn't like to, jobs where you're sitting in a cubicle and the orders are dictated from above and you just go and, work in the machine. That just doesn't appeal to me. It does to other people. That would be their career anchor, not for me. So what I want you to do is understand the idea of career anchors. And I've got a couple things in here, as it pertains to public service managers. Just know the concept and you should be fine. Another one, a second question pertains to vertical thinking and micromanaging. Understand the concepts, understand the difference between the concepts. Know what they are frontwards and backwards. Again, a quarter to a half page. It's not a lot, but you need to demonstrate to me that you know what you're talking about, that you've read the material, and you can go from that point on. Let me see, too much stress, personal consequences of too much stress. Understand about stress. We've got a whole chapter on dealing with stress. That's a biggie, especially right now, having come out of that, or, ending stages of the pandemic. Hopefully, keep our fingers crossed, right? Understand about stress. What is stress? What causes stress? Is it good stress, bad stress? Are you always stressed? Go into your readings and understand all things stress related, and so that way you can speak intelligently to this question. Let me see here. Non-program decisions and program decisions. Understand about that. You remember we talked about that. Know the difference between them. How do you prepare for one? How do you prepare for the other? What are they? You get the idea, right? Differentiate between hygiene factors and motivators. The Heisberg's motivation hygiene theory. That's a biggie. That's usually one that trips up a lot of students. It's it's kind of weird, but once you delve into what the author says, it makes sense. You're like, okay, well, something that might not necessarily, I know in our, let me back up here. In our readings, I know that I mentioned, some things that, like pay, working conditions, the supervision, whatever, they don't actually lead to satisfaction, only to the absence of dissatisfaction. Think about it. If I have something that I get someone that's coming in here. If I have something that appeals to me, I'm going to probably do it. Like teaching at the college level, I might be unhappy with my job. Let's say, UCF didn't pay me enough money. The state of Florida didn't pay me enough money. Whatever. That doesn't mean I'm going to quit doing it. That just means that I've got, a temporary hiccup. So, is it a motivator or is it a hygiene factor? I want you to understand the difference between the two so that when you become a leader in a public service agency, you know how to respond to your employee demands. That's what I'm getting at. I want the richness of these essay questions to demonstrate your mastery of understanding these concepts, right? Let me see here. Also, equity theory. I want you to understand equity theory. What did I write in here? Anyway, I'll leave it to you to go ahead and, delve back into your readings. I've given you some pretty good guidance here. Go back in and polish up your understanding of these particular topics. The rest of the points you're going to garner using multiple choice, matching, whatever. No fill in the blank. You don't have anything like that. Because everybody spells stuff different, and it's a big train wreck for me. So, I have done one thing, though, and I'm sorry, one of my students requested that I open up the quizzes so you can understand and see the correct answers on the quizzes. I was supposed to have done that a couple days ago. My bad. I apologize. But I have since done that, so you can go back into your quizzes. You can see what the correct answers were on the quizzes. So when you study, try to get the rest of those points on your test. I will leave you with this, by the way. When you go back into a quiz, don't save it again. You can go back in and you can look at it, but don't save it again, because what happens is the system will deduct points like you've submitted this assignment late. And the system's set to actually deduct points for tardiness. You don't want to submit it again. You've already submitted it. That's it. Just back out of it or cancel or whatever. Worst case scenario, if you made a mistake, whatever, just let me know and I can go back and manually override it. But you can only imagine, 6 quizzes times 50 students. I don't want to be overriding 300 quizzes, right? So that's a pain in the butt too. Anyway, I just leave you with that. I think you should be good. Beyond that, the quiz starts at midnight tonight, goes a full 7 days, unlimited time, but you only get one chance to take it. I think everything else is pretty good. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, all of 12 hours of it, and best of luck on your midterm, okay?